Ruto, you need to know, the Americans want to know why you are working with Al-Shabaab. Why, when you are in Mandera, you met 3 leaders of the Al-Shabaab militia at night to discuss business with them.
Kenya's former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua just accused President William Ruto of meeting top Al-Shabaab commanders. You heard that right. Terror suspects some on America's radar now allegedly shaking hands with Kenya's head of state. And while the world blinks in disbelief, Rigathi Gachagua is already in the US, not on a vacation, but with what he calls evidence, proof of Ruto's dirty dealings with terrorists, gold smugglers, and Sudan's RSF. This isn't fiction, it is Kenyan politics on steroids. The former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, now impeached and politically exiled, has dropped one of the most damning accusations in Kenya's post-independence history. He claims that President William Ruto is directly involved in business dealings with Al-Shabaab, not operatives, not sympathizers, actual commanders. Gachagua is alleging that one of those men may be none other than Ahmed Diriye, aka Abu Ubaidah, the current leader of Al-Shabaab, who has been on the US wanted list for years.
You need to know, the Americans want to know why you are working with Al-Shabaab. Why, when you are in Mandera, you met 3 leaders of the Al-Shabaab militia at night to discuss business with them. They want to know why. They also want to know why you have removed the requirement for vetting of non-Kenyans before they are given IDs. The Americans are concerned that suspected terrorists will be registered as Kenyans and they will find their way to America and the rest of the world and create terror in the world. Your decision to suspend vetting of foreigners before they are given registration in Kenya is a threat to world security.
Abu Ubaidah has been Al-Shabaab's top dog since 2014. His operations spanned Somalia, Kenya and beyond. The US has tried tracking him down for years. His whereabouts? Unknown. Now Gachagua claims he has been meeting with Ruto. Let that sink in. It only compromises Kenya's international security alliances, but could place the country directly under counter-terrorism scrutiny by the West. And remember, Kenya was granted non-NATO ally status just last year. Could this status be revoked?
It is not the government of the United States that has raised an issue. It's not the executive. It is a motion coming from a member of Senate. So Kenya will have its friends. Principle of sovereignty must be upheld and respected by all nations.
According to Gachagua, it is only ideology, it is business, cold, hard cash. He claims Ruto's administration is turning Kenya into a hub of illicit trade, with weapons, gold, and oiling flowing through underground networks allegedly linked to Sudan's Rapid Support Forces, RSF, and Al-Shabaab alike. He goes further, saying Ruto is involved in gold smuggling from Congo, routing the gold through Nairobi as a central laundering point. The claim adds a regional dimension to what may be a transnational criminal enterprise operating under the cover of diplomacy and statecraft.
William Ruto, aka Kasongo, please, the Americans want to have an investigation to unearth your business dealings with Hemeti of RSF in Sudan, where you are doing gold business and in reciprocity supplying arms to the terrorist group to kill women and children in Sudan. You cannot run away with it because we have the evidence. I was your deputy when those meetings took place. I have all the details. And we are giving those details to the Americans. And we are right here in America.
That is not just dramatic, it is geopolitically explosive. The RSF has been implicated in war crimes and ethnic cleansing in Sudan's civil conflict, and then came a darker twist. Kenya Defense Forces armor military-grade equipment was reportedly found in Sudan near Khartoum. How did it get there? This raises uncomfortable questions. Is Kenyan state power being weaponized for regional proxy wars? Or are state assets being sold off under the table? This isn't just political theater. Gachagua says his US trip is to hand over classified evidence implicating Ruto in terrorism-linked economic crimes, gold smuggling, and regional instability. Not only that, he claims this could expose an entire network of illicit operations spanning Kenya, Sudan, Somalia, and the DRC.
And much as you think we are stupid, don't just think we are just here, just moving around. We are also here to put the Kenyan case to the American government and to Congress and to the Senate. And not just the Americans are concerned, Kenyans are concerned too. And this you must answer. You cannot endanger the security of the world because of your business interest. It is true you are doing business with Al-Shabaab, but you cannot endanger world security.
Now, whether he actually has credible documentation or whether this is a desperate gamble by a man already ousted from power remains the central question, but the implications, massive.
But the evidence is there. A shoot to kill orders by Kipchumba Murkomen, he cannot deny. Your own order of shooting people in the leg, you cannot deny. So even if you get the PS for Foreign Affairs to issue statements, the evidence is everywhere. And you must be held to account. In fact, the other day when I was here, I was with some senior American leaders last Sunday. And we were watching live a meeting taking place in Muranga, where policemen were beating leaders and they were protecting armed goons. And these American leaders could not believe that it is possible for policemen to attack civilians.
While all this was happening, President Ruto took to the podium not to defend himself, not to deny, but to declare himself the best president Kenya has ever had. He boldly claimed that Kenyatta, Moi, Kibaki, and Uhuru combined do not match up to his own leadership. These, as millions of Kenyans struggle with skyrocketing taxes, job losses, forced disappearance, rising corruption, and dwindling public trust, it was an audacious moment of tone deafness or tactical defiance.
I have combined all my predecessors, you know. I have the courage of Jomo, I have the understanding of Moi, I have the education of Kibaki, and I have the plan we shared with Uhuru Kenyatta. I have no excuse than to do everything that needs to be done in this nation, transforming our health provision, transforming our infrastructure.
There is a growing disconnect in Kenyan politics. Ruto's elite circle continues to paint an image of prosperity and innovation, but the people, they're drowning. Kenyans are facing brutal economic realities. Youth unemployment is rampant. Basic goods are unaffordable. The political elite seems more focused on PR than solutions. And now, with terror ties, gold smuggling, and military assets found in Sudan, the nation's integrity and international standing are hanging by a thread. If Gachagua's claims are even half true, Kenya may be standing on a geopolitical cliff. Will the US investigate these claims? Will Ruto respond with evidence or suppression? And more importantly, will Kenyans demand accountability or accept this as just another episode in our long political soap opera? The clock is ticking and Kenya's soul is on the line. For Maisha TV, I'm William Juma.